Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video's intro is going to be a little bit different from other videos, how I usually start and greet you. There are some things in the past 2 weeks that have happened in the world. Before we get into the actual video, I do want to vocalize some things. If you like to skip this portion and go directly to the video, please refer to the timestamps. If you've been following the news in the world, you know that what's been happening in the past 2 weeks. And my family is in Russia, and I have also family in the Ukraine. My mom's little sister with her family live in the Ukraine, and it's been a very, very difficult time. I'm not going to make this video about myself or my mental health or about politics. I do appreciate some of you are reaching out and saying the kindest words. That hasn't been unnoticed. I appreciate every single one of you saying the kindest things of support. It's just been very hard. It is obviously life-changing. I have plans to go and see my family literally in April, and obviously all those plans just changed like this overnight. For me, being here today took a lot of effort. Makeup and everything beauty is my passion. It is my hobby, and it's just something that makes me happy. And I appreciate and I love the little community that I've built here. And I know you guys are here also because you love my channel, maybe you like me as a person, and maybe you like the conversations that we're having here. This is just something that keeps us all going, those like little positive things that keep us going in the hardest times. And this is one of those times. Maybe this videos help you go through that hard time. It makes your day a little bit lighter. Hey guys, I really wanted to wear something bright to put me in a better mood. So my nails and my shirt will be linked for you in the description box. If you're new here, welcome. I know this is not the standard video that you would normally walk into. It's one of those things, right? We just have to adjust to life. If this is the first time here on my channel, welcome. I would love to have you here as a part of my community, as a part of my YouTube family. Subscribe, like this video. I would love you to leave me a comment, say hello, that you're a new subscriber. And if you're a returning subscriber, I'm so happy to see you back. Today's video is going to be fun. I wanted to film it since I knew the palette was launching. So we're going to be talking about the Physicians Formula Butter Dream Team palette that was recently launched. This just this past month. This video is not sponsored. Physicians Formula has no idea that I'm making this video. I have been generally a big fan of Physicians Formula complexion products. I will have some of the videos linked for you in the description box that I have reviewed my collection. So I will have all those videos that are related to the Physicians Formula, where I would talk about Physicians Formula products in the description box. So if you're interested, make sure to check that space out. There are a few things that I'd like to do in today's video. So as you can see, I'm starting with some basic products on my face because I would like to do a review and overview of this palette first, and then I'm going to use every single product in this palette to finish up this makeup look today. And then I will be comparing the palette to the previous two face palette launches from the brand. I already have some basic makeup on. I kept everything drugstore affordable and easy accessible products. All those things will be listed for you in the description box. So this was just recently launched in February. This is Butter Dream Team Face Palette by Physicians Formula. It does have 6 face products: powder, 2 blushes, highlighter, and 2 bronzers. It's a cardboard packaging. It's quite thin. It doesn't have a mirror, so the design kind of transfers inside. And so here in the front, you guys have all the product names and their amount in grams and ounces listed here. In the back of the packaging, you would have, again, everything listed in order, the names and the shades of the products, and then ingredient for each product is listed accordingly to the product name. The inspiration for this face palette was like that vacation vibe, beachy, tropical, glowy babe kind of a look. On the bottom here I have a Murumuru bronzer in the shade Bronzer. This is a Matte Manoi bronzer in the shade Deep Bronzer. Murumuru blush in the shade Saucy Mauve. This is Butter Believe It blush in the shade Pink Sands. And here is Murumuru highlighter in the shade Champagne. Comes off a little bit more gold. I tried to swatch here the face butter, however it doesn't come off as a swatch too well because the shade is translucent. This is different from other two palette launches that the brand did in the last 2 years. This specific palette has every single product here in the palette available in the individual single packaging. As far as the sizes of these products, they are slightly smaller, probably by about 30% less than you would normally get in a single individual packages. So you would get different textures and different formulas in this palette. Matte Manoi Butter Bronzer comes in 4 different shades normally, and this is the deepest shades you would get. This is the palette that I am able to use every single pan here. I'm not sure if this is going to be deep enough for the deeper skin tones. So as far as versatility goes, lighter to medium skin tones would be benefiting from this most, and deeper skin tones would probably use maybe a highlighter in this blush. This Mura bronzer is a little bit lighter. It does have that natural and maybe like slightly satin finish. Both of these blend really nicely on my skin. When I want a little bit more definition, I go for this. This blush, as you can see, has different color stripes. Every other stripe has more of like a satin glowy finish, and the ones in between are matte. So when you swirl your brush, you mix the colors together and then you get that very slight satiny finish, but baby pink. It is somewhat buildable, however, it's still quite light. This next blush, it's Muru Butter Blush in the shade Saucy Mauves. I think this is my favorite of products that are included in this palette. More pigmented formula, it's buildable. This is that cream to powder formula. It's pretty soft on touch, but however, it applies beautifully and pretty easy with the brush. Then this is a translucent shade of the powder. This powder is only available in 2 shades, which is very unfortunate. When you look at this product in the separate individual packaging, the undertone of overall pan more yellow. This is more pink, like neutral to pink. Maybe it's just not such a successful photo of the product. I haven't seen them in person separately. And then this is such a beautiful highlighter. Again, it's that cream to powder formula. It is a more gold. I use a fluffy brush to apply this product, and one thing that I've noticed with this is that the more you buff it into your skin, the more it melts into your skin. I did not experience any issues with application or wear time with any of this product. I think they're just all really good quality. I would like to also use this palette on my eyes just to create a very light, summery, like vacation vibe look. And I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this process for you, and I'm gonna come back with my more final thoughts. Hey guys, so I did a very basic makeup. I used every single item in the palette. Put this deepest matte bronzer is my crease. I built up the color around my eye on my lower lash, and then I really just used my fingers. I think the finger application with this cream to powder formula is the best. However, you can still use the brush if you like. This is just totally something that I would do on a vacation, because this is basically what the inspiration for the whole entire palette is. I would totally travel with this. I can see myself traveling with this palette. The quality of all these products are good. I'm glad that all these products are available. They are not limited editions like in the previous palettes, which we're going to be talking about in just one moment. The palette retails under $20, and then you really get an opportunity to try a lot of different staple formulas that the brand offers. I think this is a lot of value. If generally single products are retail anywhere from $11 to $16, just depending on where you shop. The fact that you're getting 70% of the product for a fraction of the price, that I think it's a really good deal. The blushes do not disappear throughout the day. All the formulas are really blendable. This matte formula is really interesting. It builds up. Again, it's quite light. However, it does build up a little bit. This one is, I already told you guys, this is my favorite. It does give you glow. You may actually use it as a blush topper. It does have this beautiful like beachy vibe. Highlighter is absolutely blinding. You could even build it up even higher intensity than this. I did add a little bit of eyeliner, but you could totally skip it. This is totally something that I could wear on vacation. Very easy going, very low maintenance. You can just use your fingers, a few brushes, and you'll be out of the door. Now let's talk about the previous two face palettes that were launched in the previous 2 years. This was launched early in 2020. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was the first palette, a face palette of its kind that the brand launched, and it was this butter collection and collaboration with Welia Huang. I probably butchered her name also. I apologize ahead of time if I did. This palette was a limited edition. It is still, however, available 2 years after. So kind of like the similar packaging. The reason why I'm holding it like this because one of the pans inside is completely shattered and I need to repress it. So I'm going to be carefully holding it. Literally the same size packaging, same idea. In this palette, they had 3 different categories. So there was a highlighter, there was a blush, and a bronzer. So when you open it up, this shade, you guys, completely shattered. So I'm just trying to hold it really carefully. This row have highlighters, blushes, and bronzers. 4 of these items were limited edition. Both of the highlighters and both of the blushes. These 2 highlighters, they're that cream to powder formulas. And both of them have almost like a duochrome effect because this one is like a pearly with pink shift to it, and this one is a little bit more golden with pink shift to it. Absolutely beautiful, very unique, no glitter in either one of them. Blushes are actually very soft on touch, but they are not cream. They apply on skin really softly and nicely. I really wish they would make these shades permanent. This palette sits on my desk where I get ready, and I reach to these a ton, you guys. Again, I'm going to show you the swatches. This is that apricot shade, and this is a shade, it's called Wildflower. Both of these are not available, unfortunately, but you can still get the whole entire palette. All the 3 palettes that I'm talking about today, they are available. My best advice to you is to check different retailers because the retail price in one place may be different from the other slightly. If you're on a budget, if you're trying to do smart shopping, just shop around, see what gives you a value. Maybe you can use your members points like in Ulta, for example, to get the best value for your money. Everything here is just a wonderful formula. I generally enjoy this. Both of the bronzers have a sheen to them. Both of these bronzers also quite warm. Everything applies really beautiful on skin. A really nice, soft, blendable, and buildable formulas. So none of these shades are obviously repetitive from this palette. Then last year, the brand launched All Star Face palette. The same concept here, really fun, flowery design here. So the packaging again is the same. So there's the same layout of products, their shades, and the ingredients list with the amount of how much of each product you're getting in grams and ounces. And these are the products that you're getting. Bronzers, there's a highlighter, blush, powder. This palette was a slightly bit different. So there's 4 limited edition items. This Matte Manoi Body Bronzer, a Happy Booster Glow and Mood Boosting Blush, then face powder, and then the Mineral Glow Pearls. These limited edition products were limited edition. At the moment, Matte Manoi Body Bronzer is available in different shades. However, this still stayed as a shade that was limited edition. As far as this Mood Boosting Blush, this blush is also available. However, if you pay a closer attention, if you compare those two, some of the hearts, they're more pink. That's the only difference. Maybe this blush would come out a little bit more neutral pink rather than the one that you would individually get in the separate packaging. Probably will be a little bit more pink, a little bit more buildable. Sheer, this is a pretty sheer formula. And again, it might be different from the one that's available in individual packaging for a good reason because there's more pink added to the pan. This specific shade is called Translucent Beige. This powder is available in just general translucent shade. I do have this powder available in the translucent shade, and I literally think that they're the same. When I use them, they perform the same. Even though the specific shade here is called translucent beige, this one is just translucent. That's what's available. But again, I'll repeat myself and I'll just say that they do perform the same on my skin. It is not a setting powder. It's more of like a finishing powder. In my opinion, it's a nice powder to use for like blotting your shyness if you get oily, things like that. It works nicely under eyes. When this palette was launched, I did film a quick get ready with me video, which I will have linked for you. And there was quite a bit of a controversy about this shade. It did have a very shiny and pearly overlay that was very, very high shine. And if you watch the video, you will see exactly what I'm talking about because I used that palette when it was really new. This is still a beautiful highlighter and it's not intense. It almost reminds me that intensity of the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, that it just gives you like very wearable, really nice, comfortable, day appropriate glow. You kind of have a choice of more muted glow, and then this is a more intense and it's a little bit more on a golder side. This is a powder formula, and this one with a more that cream to powder formula. Generally, I enjoy this palette. There are some things they're kind of limited edition, but kind of not. Between these three palettes, I can't tell you which one I like the most. I use all three of them quite often because the formulas are just one of my staple favorites. I see how the brand progressed here from having something that was a collaboration, and then they went into something that's just their own palette of all really good formulas and they are stable products. And then the third one, obviously we see that every single item here is available in their own individual single packaging that you can pick up. I just genuinely hope that the brand evolves. I look at me with all these complexion products from the brand. I genuinely love them. I try them whenever they launch something new. I really love the quality of the brand. They have been my favorites and staples, and then I don't believe I have been out of body bronzer in the past at least decade. So some of the products just keep repurchasing and they're just my staple favorites. A lot of brands been struggling, so I don't really know the story of the brand and what's going on behind the scenes. I genuinely wish that a next step for the brand would be to expand their shade range, that more people can enjoy their wonderful formulas. Hey guys, this sums up my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you consider subscribing before you leave. Thank you so much for watching and spending a small portion of your day with me, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.